If someone is an adult and they want to use tobacco products or vape, that's their own business. But what we don't want is companies creating permanent addicts by getting kids, in high school or teenagers in middle school addicted to nicotine and vaping.
3 years ago, vaping among teenagers was officially declared an epidemic. Young people became the fastest growing group of new users and potential addicts. Well, now the Arizona Attorney General's office has reached a deal with Juul Labs Incorporated to stop that dangerous trend.
When you see the data and the information that 1 out of every 3 kids by the time they graduate high school has tried vaping, that's astronomical.
And that's why young people in Arizona are at the heart of the latest settlement to come out of the AG's office.
And the problem is once people get hooked on nicotine, it's a very tough habit to break. And so we want to make sure that we're doing everything proactively to stop that.
Attorney General Mark Brnovich sued electronic cigarette maker Juul in January 2020, alleging the company marketed its highly addictive product to minors largely through social media and influencers, touting the sleek design, often called the iPhone of e-cigarettes, and keeping quiet about the dangers.
It was important for us to make sure that as they go forward, that our kids won't be targeted, that they're going to do mitigation strategies to try to eliminate and reduce the amount of vaping that's going on with our kids.
And the AG's office alleges that Juul misled the public on the amount of nicotine in its products.
We know that just one Juul pod has as much nicotine as an entire pack of cigarettes. Folks didn't think it was something bad or unhealthy for them, and it really was.
Juul agreed to pay the state of Arizona $14.5 million over 5 years. The bulk of the money going to programs that fight vaping addiction, as well as education and prevention programs. In addition, the agreement calls for several other important measures designed to protect Arizona's young people. Juul will have to monitor its sales and make sure stores are not selling their products to people under the age of 21.
That's working with the retailers, limiting online sales, regulating and making sure that they're not manipulating the content, that they're eliminating these flavors that essentially were targeting children, and to make sure the advertising is not targeting kids.
The company can't sell flavors other than tobacco or menthol in Arizona unless the FDA approves them. And they're required to comb through social media and remove all content appearing to promote underage use.
We want to make sure that's not happening again, and they've committed that they're going to make sure now the advertisement is all geared towards people 30 or over.
Products sold through Juul's website must verify the age of the buyer, and the company will now be required to call Arizona customers before shipping any products here. When it comes to advertising how much nicotine Juul pods contain, the company must disclose the true concentration in a way that does not confuse or mislead the public.
It is going to help us get the word out and deter and stop teenagers from vaping, and hopefully encourage parents to have these conversations with their kids.
The Arizona Attorney General's office has plans to use that settlement money for grants and for prevention and education programs, but they are also welcoming your input. They are encouraging stakeholders, including schools, to submit their best ideas on how to use that money. For AGTV, I'm Heather Moore.